in 1987, a group called ENLANCE became the first activist organization for LGBTQ plus Latinos in Washington, D.C. They fought to connect issues within immigrant communities to issues like language access, LGBTQ plus causes, and HIV/AIDS assistance, and also activism. So Leti Gomez, ENLANCE's former president, knew what the group was doing was important and began to save documents, flyers, and paperwork about their activities. Now, over 500 of the items she saved are being preserved as historical documents by the Rainbow History Project. What are we all talking about? So they were the first. We forget that, like, in our lifetime, we're not that old, okay? So many firsts.
And it's crazy. It's crazy because LGBTQ plus rights and activism is so new.
Yes!
It's only a few decades
It
old,
really is.
1987, they said, right?
Yeah.
And that was the first one, in the existence of Washington, D.C. It's amazing to think that it's in our lifetime that this occurred, It's not that far away that we were actually fighting for our rights.
No, it really isn't. The other day, we were talking on the Faye What Show, we were spotlighting the gentleman who had brought it to the attention of the Board of Education that we should start learning about LGBTQ plus history, right? And that I try to stay like on top of stuff. I was like, oh, he's still alive? And the dude is not even old.
Right,
JB. He's like, in his 60s and his 50s. He's an old school. He's a school teacher.
Wait, that's gay old. So 50,
that is gay old.
Like once you turn 30, they're ready to throw you away. Like, oh my God, you're so old.
Well, somebody told me that 40 was the new 30. Were they lying to me?
No,
they were lying to me.
No, that's so true. We're aging gracefully nowadays, and thank God. Speaking of aging gracefully, it's like, who thought of to preserve these documents? Sometimes you're just so quick to throw away papers and be done with it. Clear out the clutter, but to store stuff like this is so important and historical, But it's sometimes, what do I throw away and what do I keep? Do I keep the iPhone box or
I keep it. I have all my stupid boxes from everything, which is why do we keep that? Why do we become so attached to things?
Right?
We just do.
But in this
it's
case,
important.
It's important.
It worked out to her favor. We all have the junk drawer. It's right next to the bag full of bags. Right?
So
We all have that.
Make sure you keep your Faye What gowns, the bed gowns, because they will be in the Rainbow collection.
Right. Listen, right? In 10 years, they're all yours. All the dresses that Faye What wore in bed.
You're right.
Or the ones that don't fit her no more. You can have all of those. But very smart of Leti. Again, borderline hoarder, but who cares? It worked out.
Right. It worked
out. And thank you to that organization for being, the first and having the guts to, being trailblazers. I can't imagine, I was born in this country. I can't imagine not knowing the language, right? I learned Spanish as my second language. And I just can't imagine maneuvering somewhere without knowing the language. I went to Italy for a couple of weeks, Jameer, and I was just like, oh my God, how do I say this? And
traumatized. Yeah, but it must be quite daunting to move somewhere and not know the language and be discriminated against at the same time.
And not know your rights and try to find a love. And on and on. The list goes on and on. So kudos to this organization, and you definitely deserve that mark in history. So I'm glad that she kept all those flyers.
And we can't wait to see all of them.
I want to see them.
Yeah.
So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did. So make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the Faye What Show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ plus media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the Faye What Show. Get the week started with me.